Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we shall have the final assessment, the final verdict for the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot DLC 5, the 23rd Budokai Tenkaichi tournament. Now guys, without any further ado, the first and most important question is, what is the enjoyment factor of this game? As in, from 1 to 5, my answer is, it's a full-on 5 on 5. Literally, the gameplay and the story and everything in this DLC is absolutely top notch. You start off with an amazing fight with Kid Goku against my Piccolo, and then of course it goes into the main story. There's lots of cutscenes around, and then the actual tournament, and let me tell you that the game is a joy to play. Now, in terms of the new ground combat, this is the brand new mechanic which this DLC is bringing to us, and let me tell you guys, it's actually a pretty big one. The ground combat completely shakes up the entire way you play the game. Ground combat, as the word says itself, it's more grounded. The dodges, the evades are more important than ever, and it just feels more, I would say, very more similar to a Naruto Shippuden game, obviously because it's ground combat and it suits the game very much. I mean, I personally like it a lot. So guys, 100%, this is a 5 out of 5 for me again in terms of this new mechanic. Now, next one is production values. This goes from sound to cutscenes to animations to everything. Guys, let me tell you, CC2 has literally outdone themselves because the fidelity of the cutscenes, of the animations, is literally one-on-one with the manga and anime. It's just absolutely astonishing. The dedication, the level of detail, like everything is just so spot on. My literally respect for CC2, because these guys, when they touch something, it becomes gold. And especially when it's to do with the game, oh my god, this is amazing. I would just go crazy imagining what they could be able to do with Unreal Engine 5. For example, for a sequel, Dragon Ball Super Kakarot, which would come, who knows when, 2025 or whatever, right? Just imagine a sequel having a Unreal Engine 5. It would just be crazy bonkers, guys. Now, in terms of the game duration, so in my live stream, I kind of spent about 2 hours and 40 minutes. I did some side content, so I did not went all the way rushing through it. So if you just want to rush through the main story, of course it's going to be shorter. But if you do the available side quests during the main campaign, you will literally spend about 2.5 hours more or less, which is really good for the actual main content. Now, of course, it's not perfect. I would appreciate it will be maybe at least minimum 3 hours, but you know, that's fine, because after you finish the main story, this is not where it ends. There's effectively post-end gameplay where you become a patroller, where you have to patrol the world and effectively kill mobs. You have to level up, go to training. There's also going to be other side quests in the end game after you finish the tournament, and of course there's going to be different challenge fights, like in special training, in which you have to face off the same opponents from the tournament, as in Tien Han and Piccolo, but of course at a much higher level. So the challenge is there. You can play the game on hard mode, as I played it myself, and gives the game a bit more duration. You have to be a bit more strategic, especially because in the fight you have to be careful. In hard mode, it's not that easy to just mash the buttons. You have to have a bit of a strategy, albeit not that much strategy, but still, you know, a bit of decent one, right? And finally, guys, ending the final section of this review about the side content. So, as I mentioned in my previous point, the side content is really good. It's actually quite enough to keep you going for quite a few hours. So, the DLC in itself, considering this is basically like the second DLC of Season Pass 2, it's for me a good amount of content. To be honest, if you want to finish everything in the end game, I have not done that myself, but I estimate that with the main story plus the side content, it could take me upwards to potentially 5 to 6 hours, maybe 6 hours. Pushing it, I'm not sure yet, because obviously I haven't tried it myself, but maybe getting around that hour mark, maybe 5.5 or 6 hours, which again, for a DLC, which is part of a season pass, it's pretty decent, right? It's not the worst thing, and especially the cutscenes, the animation, the story, like everything that they made is just so beautiful that you just want to watch those cutscenes again and again and again. It's just amazing. So guys, that's it for today's video assessment on Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Sorry, not Budokai Tenkaichi, my bad. The 23rd Budokai Tenkaichi DLC 5. My assessment is, and my verdict is that you should definitely pick this up if you enjoy Dragon Ball, if you enjoy Dragon Ball Z, and even if you don't enjoy that much anime games, if you really want a really good story which brings back childhood memories, okay? This one is really awesome because it just itches that scratch of like fondness of like the OG Dragon Ball anime, where everything was a bit more basic, like the combat moves were a bit more focused on martial arts, not so much as super massive explosions which destroy entire galaxies. It was more to do with the fact that you have to use your technique, your movement, your agility, your skills, your positioning on the field. It was more to do with martial arts, not so much to do with effectively just raw power levels, right? So because of that, I do appreciate the game very much for bringing me and giving me that sort of emotions. So guys, that's it for today's video. As always, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and guys, take my advice, play the DLC because it is so damn worth it. And guys, as always, see you later in the next upload.
待て、どうするつもりだ。おーい。うわー